Hello, this is Brian Resney, President of Resney Wealth Management. I'm bringing an important update about the economy and the investment markets so you can better understand what we see in the global landscape. You know, the Fed just made their official decision just a few minutes ago about quantitative easing or reduction of their bond buying purchase. If you remember, the Fed got involved in a number of bond buying purchases in order to bring interest rates down in the U.S. to help stimulate the economy and give liquidity to the banks so they can lend more money. Rates have been basically at a fairly all-time low for about the last 12 months or so. In the last 2 or 3 months, we've actually seen quite a bit of a rise, about 1% or so in the long treasury rate. This has correspondingly made an increase in mortgage rates, of course. Today there was a lot of talk about what is the Fed going to do. We see the economy getting slowly better. And again, I want to stress the word slowly getting better. So we are seeing improvement in the economy, not only in the U.S., but in the emerging market economies and over in Europe. This is an important thing. A lot of people thought the Fed may be tapering their quantitative easing. They're buying about $80 billion a month of various kind of securities, bonds, to keep rates down. The decision today, most people thought they would reduce that by about $10 to $15 billion on a monthly basis, but the Fed's decision basically is to leave it where it's at. My guesstimate, after read through all the news and the Fed opinions and their talk that they will be doing shortly, is that they feel that the economy is improving, but maybe not improving fast enough, so they want to continue to put the gas pedal down and give more stimulus to the economy. I think ultimately this will continue to be a positive for the U.S. stock market, primarily small and mid-cap, which we continue to hold, and also the emerging market economies. I think this is going to help. As most of our clients know, we've added some additional exposure in emerging markets as of recent, and the reason for that is simple. Emerging markets were greatly underperforming the U.S. marketplace pretty much year to date, but over the last 2 or 3 weeks we're starting to see that bottoming process in emerging markets, and they started to become relatively strong. So when we actually purchased our position in emerging markets, we bought it down about 8 to 9% year to date. So we bought it close to the low. The reason we did this, again, we own relatively stronger assets moving up in an uptrend, and we sell assets that are starting to become weak in a downtrend, and you repeat the process. I firmly believe as we continue through the rest of 2013, I firmly believe the Fed will probably keep their quantitative easing in check. They may start reducing it a little bit in the future, but if they do, I think it's going to be fairly slow. Ultimately, I think interest rates are going to stay somewhat elevated, and I firmly believe if we continue to see more improvement in the U.S. economy and the world economy, the Fed will start to curtail their bond buying purchase or their quantitative easing. This is going to move rates up, so investors who are overexposed to interest rate sensitive sectors are going to get hurt. At Resney Wealth Management, we are primarily in floating rate securities. This gives us 2 protections. Number 1, it gives us protection from our asset going down because floating rate securities are very short-term duration. And number 2, as rates move up, we can get a higher corresponding rate. So it's actually a win-win for the client and actually reduces risk in the overall income-oriented portion if you are an income-oriented investor. I believe there's a lot of investors who listen to our updates, and of course people listen to my TV and radio show, who truly don't understand how interest rates work, nor do their advisor, and they're overloaded in bonds or bond mutual funds at exactly the wrong time. So again, if you're not a client of Resney Wealth Management, please call our office for a consultation. We always like taking on new clients who want to improve their situation. If you are a client of Resney Wealth Management and you do have a question about your portfolio, please call our office with your questions. We always love hearing from our clients. I do have a live TV show tonight throughout Southwest Florida, and after today's show that will be uploaded tomorrow morning, so you can view my TV show via our website tomorrow by noon tomorrow. I also have a show coming up on our radio show 2 hours this Sunday, so make sure you do listen, and we will be sending out announcements on that in addition. Make sure you have yourself a safe and profitable week.